attorney appointed?
I don't think I have.
You know, you're looking at a potential jail time on
I think we're good now.
Do you know
Okay.
that? Do you know that?
No.
Did you know you're looking at warrants to show cause why your probation should not be revoked in each of these cases?
I don't know.
You don't remember a judge ever telling you all the,
Yeah, we're hanging out in Webster's room today. I know I've got a soft sit on the calendar. You saw her picture. We know her. She's back. Well, she should be back. I can confirm that she's actually showed up. I know Magoo is in Washington's court. I need somebody to send me the link to that. I can't find her courtroom for some reason. I don't know why it's not one of my bookmarks, but I'll continue to look for it so we can get Magoo. They did bring Magoo up earlier, and then they put him on timeout. I wasn't sure if they brought him back. I think they did, mainly because Mike's stream ended. And I am multitasking, FYI. Okay.
seen a judge in these cases?
They just told me that they didn't know who was appointed to me.
Did you
So
think
I-
about trying to find out who your attorney might be if it wasn't Darren Patterson?
Yeah, I called up there, but they didn't know either. And then I asked
Up where?
Christine,
Okay, hold on. You called up where?
to the Butler County Courthouse.
You know which office you called?
No, I mean,
But somebody in some office told you what?
that they didn't know.
They didn't know who your attorney would be. Okay.
Right.
Then
And
what
Your
did you do?
and Your
Did you
Honor?
want- Talk to you just a moment, Mr. Gear. And then you said you went to Christine,
Your
the
Honor.
probation officer.
Yes.
And what did she tell you?
She told me about Darren Patterson being my attorney this morning. So I figured I'd just wait and see.
All right. Now, Mr. McGear, please.
Your Honor, for what it's worth, I am showing an order appointing counsel with respect to Mr. Patterson. It looks like that was filed with the court on June 5th of this year. In reviewing the notes from the first appearance hearing conducted before District Judge Hart, it would appear that the court had appointed attorney Shannon Cooper, although I have no personal knowledge as to the exact details of that, as I was not present during that setting.
On what date was that appointment made, Mr. McGear?
Your Honor, that hearing appears to have been scheduled for June 4th. The order appointing counsel with respect to Mr. Patterson appears to have been filed with the court subsequently on June 5th.
And Judge, we did receive that. I just want the court to know, we did reach out to the clerk to suggest we have a continuing conflict, have on the other cases, and a new attorney needed to be appointed. But I think it's a matter of the court needing to make that order, not the clerk's office. So I'm not sure there was a procedure set up for that process.
Well, they usually notify the court, as do you, and then I usually send back a response and it's handled appropriately. It doesn't usually just drop in midair. Typically, as soon as you tell me and the clerk together that you've got a conflict, they ask me who to reappoint and I tell them and then they make that appointment. That's the standard procedure that I'm familiar with. And we haven't heard from Cooper's whether they could take the appointment yet. Apparently, Jen.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you please repeat that?
Sure. Usually attorneys, when I assign them, only tell me if they can't take the appointment. Have we heard anything from Cooper's one way or the other on the appointment, whether they could or could not take it?
I do not have any communication between Mr. Cooper and myself.
And you sent it to Blake Cooper or to Mrs. Cooper?
I have not sent anything to Blake Cooper.
How about his Mrs. Cooper? Or did you send anything to Shannon Cooper?
It looks like that was, if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like that was from a district judge. So that,
okay. That wouldn't go through you, that'd go through his AA, his or her AA, okay. Well, You may just get a lucky break here, Miss Cooley, and get a continuance, because you do have the right to an attorney, even if you don't make a concerned call to find out who that attorney is when the one assigned says he's not doing it. That's not a sign that you're very concerned about your probation or your liberty.
No, I am, ma'am. I've been doing everything I was supposed to now.
Well, they'll.
I got
Were
it.
ya?
Stop, we're gonna have a hearing and I'm gonna hear that evidence. I'm not gonna hear the evidence without your attorney or without
Okay.
the state having an opportunity to be heard. Missy's not on here with us, is she? Because Jen, you said you're handling both aspects.
That's correct. It's just me.
Okay. Is there any chance you could text the Coopers and see if one of them would be available next week or even 1:30 today to do a hearing, a show cause hearing? Miss Donovan, would you be available today or next week for a show cause hearing
Yes, Your Honor.
on either day, either time?
Yes.
If they can't appear, I'm wondering about the Greenwood County Attorney, Mr. McClendon. I sometimes request and get good results when he's available.
I can send an email. I just need to know exactly what date and time you're wanting me to ask them for.
Well, let's go with Monday because that's putting everybody on the spot for this afternoon. Monday at 9 o'clock is show cause. I make sure they know the name because Miss Cooley has had a lot of hearings in this court over the years.
Okay, and Your Honor, do you want that on all 6 of her cases?
Yes, all 6.
Can I please get the case numbers from the other 2?
Mr. Regier, if you still have those handy.
Yes, Your Honor. 22 TR 4239 and 22 TR 2399, as previously indicated. If the court is prepared to go on the record in these 2 matters, it does not appear that, at least from a procedural standpoint, a first appearance on the request for revocation has been conducted at this time.
Well, and we don't have to have all the show causes on the same day. We try to do that
Sly?
to accommodate all
Sorry.
parties, but Miss Cooley has so many cases, we may not be able to do that.
Oh, my chat's all messed up.
Jenna, do you want to try, can you try to put the extra 2 on here if I give you those numbers again? I'll have to find them too to give her her first appearance.
You want them added to this docket today? Is that what you're saying?
Let's see if we can, for judicial economy, if nothing else.
Give me 1 second here. I'll get back to that screen and then
my
I will
chat.
email the attorney.
Oh, geez.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, one is BU 2022. Or, Mr. Regier, make sure I get that right. Is
I don't cover many soft sets start to finish, but this is definitely one that I have. So hopefully she appears today.
it's 2399 and the other one's
Uh,
349, is that right?
Your Honor, as previously indicated, the first of these matters currently set for Wednesday appears to be 22 TR 4239. The second of these matters appears to be 22 TR 2399.
where is she?
Okay, did you get those, Jim? Said those faster than my fingers were typing. Okay, 22 TR 4239.
Oh, good, I'll find it.
34, and the other one, Mr. Regier, 22. Say those again, please, one more time, and we'll try to get them.
No problem, Your Honor. 22 TR 4239 and 22 TR 2399.
Here, well, I'm here. I might as well do a
Was
GPS
2399 and
monitoring
was it CR was the 24.
counter.
Both these matters appear to be traffic matters, Your Honor.
Both are traffic, okay.
I have them both added to today's hearing.
All right, thank you. And if I refresh, I'll be able to find those on the docket today. Is that right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
I had some issues on my other computer. I have 14B.
And Your Honor, just double checking that date, you wanted all 6 of those cases to go to the 8.
Whichever attorney you can get, the 8 a.m. docket or 9 a.m., 8 or 9. Let's make it the 8 a.m. docket because I want to give them time to talk before we go on the record. Miss Donovan, I never asked, are you available Monday?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you the probation on all 6 of these cases that have warrants for violations?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Miss Cooley, we're going to go over your cases. You're here today for ones you've already had first appearance on. And those are
Yeah, he needs to get a new suit.
24
Switch it up a little bit.
1694, 22 CR 506. No, that's Colton Branch. Strike that. I
No,
gave you the
let's
wrong
fund
number.
Washington.
Okay, 22 CR 352, State versus London. Michelle Cooley, we're on the record for that. Unlawful possession or use of drug paraphernalia on March 2nd, 2022 was the charge. And it looks like she had an expedited hearing before Judge Lee on May 17th of 24. She entered a plea at some point and was sentenced and then had her first appearance on probation violation June 4th,
Okay, I found her.
2025. It looks like by Chief Judge
Yeah.
Ricky, maybe.
What happened?
And then in addition to that, Ms. Cooley, you had 22 CR 450. Interference with law enforcement officer by obstructing, resisting, opposing misdemeanor warrant service or execution. You were sentenced on that May 17th of 24 before Judge Lee as well. 6 months jail to run concurrent with the other matter.
Man, Washington's chat is busy.
22 TR 2399.
Well, there's Magoodle.
Driving without liability insurance, operating without registration or with expired tag, not carrying your license when demanded, and not changing your address or name in time allowed by law back on June 4th of 2022.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch to Washington. I'll keep my eye on. Hang on. I'll keep my eye on my soft sit. Hit play. Make sure she's there.
So him
All
being
right.
on thin ice is absolutely correct.
So I
And the
know
fact
Magoo
that
went
he
at least
failed to go on a
once.
drug
Let me
test
catch up to Magoo.
any
Okay.
day.
Here he pops in right there.
Ndiyo kwamba ni ile vipimo yeye kuenda kule akosea kuenda mwezi wa 8 tarehe 4
Oh, what language is that?
inanisumbua sana kwa sababu yeye alikuwa anatakikana aende apimwe, lakini tutaangalia kwamba ni jibu gani tuko nayo hapa kwa kumalizia hizi habari hapa.
Let's proceed with the pretrial.
Haya, tuendelee kwamba ni ile tulikuja nayo.
Your Honor, the resolution that we have today is a gracious offer from the prosecutor.
Sema kwamba nilipata jibu nzuri tu kwa watu wale wa serikali.
And we thank both the prosecutors for making this resolution.
Sema kwamba ni wote wawili pia walifanya hiyo, yani jibu nzuri tu kwa
Well, I know he appeared, so I might as well
On
fast
case
forward to
number
it.
ending in 373.
I mean, it's as interesting it is to watch Magoo look at his fingernails. I know he appears at least once. I think he appears twice. And Fingernails, fingernails. I don't even, what is that haircut even called? I mean, that's not even a, it does sound African. I can't, ever can't. Yeah, what's crazy is I know sometimes it takes them a long time to find those translators for anything outside of Spanish, French, German, Russian, uh, a few other languages. It could take them like a month or two to find a translator for less common. Sorry, I'm like, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking over my work laptop to see my other screen. Bro, there, I forgot who it was. I think it was DeSanto who had a translator who was having technical issues, and she kept saying that um, you're you're probably a lot more accurate there, Uncle Dan. I'm not well versed in languages, that's for sure. Oh, come on. Where's Magoo number one? Unless I went past it. Okay, I'm just making sure my soft save from Butler County is just not gonna. Okay, let's just go back. All right, here's Magoo number one. I know they called him once and then they put him in timeout. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely an area. He's trying to fit in. He's trying to fit in. The sovereign citizen stuff isn't working with him in the jailhouse. It's crazy. So much of his own. I mean, most of his issues. Well, probably all of his issues are all self-inflicted. Oh, come on. I know they called him. Okay, I know how to cheat this too. They called him and then they had a huddle. Okay. You know what it is? Let's see. Wait for him to adopt teacher. Yeah. Uh, let's call that, we could call that the Charlie Chaplin mustache, if you know it, something else. Magoo, Magoo. So what happened? They called him and then they had a bench conference and then they went away from him. Meanwhile, let's see, Butler County. Oh, you know what? I know how to cheat this. Guarantee Mike did it already. Oh, he did do it. See if I can at least find the timestamp. Well, while I'm looking for the timestamp, I might as well hit play.
Order taking accountability and receiving the mental health and domestic violence counseling she so desperately needs. Thank you, Judge Washington, for allowing me to take this time to express my feelings.
Thank you, Ms. P. I noticed that there was a Byron P. and the father. Who is it? Did anyone else want to speak today?
Didn't want to talk over you, Judge. I was just waiting to address.
Thank you.
Well,
You may
I'm sorry.
you may proceed.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My name is Byron P. I'm the husband of 27 years of my wife Naomi and our daughter Kayla. And it saddens me. I just simply had to wipe tears from my eyes that my family is here in a courtroom dealing with something that should have never even happened. You know, I take a lot of focus in on our grandchildren, and I just think it's important for them to learn things that are, you know, beneficial for their age. And we were watching, for example, an age appropriate education for them. And I was just more or less trying to do an assessment to see what they knew and what they didn't know, and just was going to help them out with it. And there was a comment that one of the children made, and my daughter was in the other room, and she said, "Yeah, we know about that. I'm taking care of it." I just said, "Wow." The intervention. I just, it's that's how she addressed me. She let her children hear that, and it was something that was of extreme importance. I take I think it's extremely important for the children to receive help. It takes a village, and I really want them to know that they're loved and they're cared for, and I want the best for all of them because I love them, and I love Kayla, and Kayla would constantly tell me that I wouldn't allow her to parent, and this particular day, Kayla worked a 2 to 8 shift. She got
I found
off,
it.
and I would assume she would have got home by about 20 minutes. And if she had something else to do, I would think a responsible parent should call whoever has her children and simply let them know what was going on. It became to 8:45, and then I took the initiative to call Kayla. And that was negative to begin with. She just started cussing at me and stuff. And
Maybe.
I love my daughter dearly, and it saddens me that the communication goes that way. And Kayla, I mean, it hurts me sadly because she would tell you something bad about certain individuals, and then you'll see her with them the following day. And I just said, what kind of life is that? My wife and I, we were trying to get a job for my son. He wasn't interested. And we both said, wow, it would be a wonderful job for Kayla. It was a skilled trades job. And
Oh,
I
come on.
really
Where is
wanted to
he?
tell her about it. And I've been trying to contact her, and she wouldn't answer the phone. I left messages for her. And it just saddens me because we really want the best for Kayla. Because it really hurts my heart to be in the courtroom right now dealing with family matters that we shouldn't even have, and I'm at a loss of words. I'm embarrassed that our family is here, and I'm watching my daughter putting her head down. She's got these facial gestures and all that, and that's uncalled for. She's loved. I mean, even at church, we had big people praying for her. Just wanting the best for her, and they love her kids, and
I'm pretty much looking for the part where it drops down to 6 people and it shows this guy on the screen and there's another bald guy. Unless there's
it's
2 sections.
it's even
This
responsible adults. It's like,
it's still
wow,
live, huh? Okay. Whoa, what did I just do?
Ms. P. Ms. P, could you unmute and state your name?
Tiffany ni wale watu wanasimamia
All right, this is definitely the translation docket.
Mtata.
Mtata.
Tuko hapa kwamba tulikuwa tunajua kwamba ni kufanya tuangalie hizi habari.
You're correct. The case has had so many machinations that after the motion for
Somewhere
reconsideration, I
around.
think it got confused as to what.
Akaenda kuchukuliwa kwamba akaenda kufungwa huo mchuma.
Because I know he was on thin ice, so I made sure. I called him, made sure he did it.
Sema nimehakikisha kwamba ile mnajua ni mtu alikunywa pombe.
In exchange for count 1, 2, and 3.
Yani kwamba ni ibadilishwe kwamba nizitolewe kwamba ni ya mwanzo na 2 na 3.
4.
And case number ending in 821 will be reduced to a civil infraction, to my knowledge, from Mr. Barnett's case.
Sema alafu na ile kesi kwamba ni namalizia 821 itarudi.
Figure this out.
Tunaweza simamisha hapa nipate muda kidogo ni tuangalie kama tunaweza kufanya sehemu yoyote.
Are you asking me to pass the case or what are you requesting right now?
Unaniuliza mimi niweke kando au unataka tufanye nini?
Yes, Your Honor. If you could just pass it for 5 minutes.
Ndio, kama unaweza
Wait, is
ipitisha
he a
kwamba kama dakika
lawyer?
5.
The court will pass this. Is Mr. Lebo back yet?
Nasema kwamba ni ataipitisha kwamba anauliza mkatiba mwingine.
All right, Mr. Abdallah, please don't go anywhere.
All right. Thank you.
I don't think he needs to go back in. He's thinking. Do you need to go back in or are you just thinking, Mr. Mansour?
I'm sorry.
This isn't
You may
part 2, is
proceed.
it? Make sure it's not part 2.
Thank you for
That's-
having me. My
it
name
could
is
solve
Byron
everything.
P. I'm the husband of 27 years of my wife Naomi and our daughter Kayla. And it saddens me. I just simply had to wipe tears from my eyes that my family is here in a courtroom dealing with something that should have never even happened. You know, I take a lot of focus in on our grandchildren, and I just think it's important for them to learn things that are.
I figured it out. Yeah, it was on the earlier one. I was like, man, I know where this happens. Okay, so they called Magoo, and then they put him in timeout. Somewhere around here.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deborah Schlussel on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Melvin LaFleur.
For this case is going to be DV4A, but once it gets set for final settlement conference, for that final settlement conference. So if you want time to discuss the discovery and the plea offer with the defendant, I would suggest that you just set one more pretrial date.
Okay. Your Honor, we will.
Have a good day, sir.
How you doing?
Bye-bye. Well,
Right around
case
here.
of the state of Michigan versus Daniel McGo, case
Or-
number 20, or McGo,
Oh.
case number 25S00289.
Any words for the people?
And Matthew Mansour on behalf of Mr. Daniel Magoo, who appears today via Zoom from the Washtenaw County Jail. Daniel, can you please state your name for the judge?
Daniel Magoo.
Thank you. We're here for a pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. I met with Mr. Magoo yesterday. So Mr. Magoo has an exam scheduled for the 19th. His bond is significantly high on that. So if we could request something for a little bit, I mean, after that, maybe the 25th date, if that still works, so I can, negotiate a plea with the prosecutor.
All right. Can I see counsel in the breakout room, please, briefly?
Magoo's trying to get his bond dropped. This was attempt number, at least attempt number 2, probably attempt number 3. If I'm not mistaken, one of them's a no hold. Okay, good. I'm not on mute. Oh, multitasking today, y'all.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right, my soft sits are still not ready to go in Butler County, but I'm keeping an eye out. I imagine they'll probably throw Miss Script Reader at the end of the docket in Butler County. Well, forgot this isn't live, so I can fast forward this part. I think they come back and just go right to a break, but
All right, we're back on the record in the Magoo matter. Mr. Magoo, I'm gonna let you go and speak with your attorney for a minute, and then you'll come back and let us know for certain which direction you want to take. We'll pass this one last name.
if I remember correctly, they put him in a very, very long timeout, which puts us into the second part of the docket. All right, so now we're here, and I think as long as we see Magoo, we're still waiting for him.
Like, wow, do you even take it serious?
This story, because some other thing haven't touched those funds yet until payroll and everything. He's on the phone and I told her the same thing. I said, hey, I just called dad and let him know that I just got off of work. And I'm going
Now we are live in Butler County and in Detroit.
Communication on my end. If it wasn't enough, I don't know what they wanted me to do. But after I finished my dashing and while I was driving, it was just all these phone calls and me getting blown up by them. So I figured what's going on. I had to pull over on the side of the road. I explained this to the police too. I'm like, you're not supposed to be on the phone and driving. That's illegal. So when I figured out what was wrong, I said, I'll be home when I can. Because I said, you guys have to go dashing with me to see that you don't get done at the time that you get done. You could be in the next city or wherever. So when I made it there, it was just constant arguments about the type of jobs that I do. And they said that the kids needed to be wound down, but I thought it was still early enough because I got there around 10. So I said, well, you guys said I'm grown, that they're my children. So I said, I can just take them with me and finish dashing, getting this money, because I was going to use the money from door dashing to go get their necessary items that they need, since that's money that I can touch right away instead of waiting for a paycheck. And that's what I let everybody know, that that's what type of time I was on. So then when they said, well, don't you think they need to be wound down? It's late. I'm like, well, to my understanding, when I came into the house, TV was on, they were up live in the living room. So I was just like, okay, well, cool. They said they needed to be bathed. I said, well, let me go take them downstairs and get them bathed. I said, I'm a parent, I understand it. But my mom did say, well, if you are a parent and you know that, why would you need to say that we said that they need to be bathed? So to my understanding, while I was at work, it wasn't pitched in for any type.
That was a good. Tiffany Woods always, yeah. I totally agree.
Type of help that they could have got.
She definitely looks confused right now.
Before, but it's not their responsibility. And Body Works and door dashing wasn't gonna make do in life. So I just simply told her, well, Mom, I don't think that was the Christian thing to do. That wasn't God. And she just lost it and was screaming at the top of her lungs saying I needed to get the HELL out of her house. And she charged down the stairs. And me being a victim of people putting their hands on me, I'm backing up. I'm not gonna fight my mother. That's my mother. And whatever differences we have, that's my mother, Your Honor. And I refuse to put my hands on my mother. So by me backing up, there's no outlet, and she pushed me down the corner and she punched me in the side of my head. And that's how I grabbed the deodorant spray to spray her out of self-defense. I did not want to put my hands on her. That was the nearest thing that I grabbed. I didn't know I was gonna do it, and I apologize, because now I'm sitting in your courtroom today, paying for my consequences. But I also was not gonna call the police on my mom either. That's my mother. So my nature was, after that incident happened, my brother, he went down the stairs and pulled her off of me, told her to stop. And I instantly just told my kids to get dressed. It's no longer safe over here. We need to go. And that's how I said I was gonna leave out of their house. I grabbed all my things, everything, because it is some stuff that I have to set up a civil standby to go grab. But I did grab whatever I could to get up out of the house. My dad told me to stay put. The last time he told me to stay put, it didn't end well. So I really just wanted to get out and get my kids out so I could take them to their dad, where I felt like, okay, they feel safe and I'm happy that they're over there and safe. So my kids shared that they didn't want the police to come. I said, police isn't going to come because I'm not going to call them. I just want us to get out of here. And sure enough, when we were leaving out the door, an officer was on the porch. He asked, was I okay? I said, everything's fine. We were just leaving. And then another officer approached me and my children at my car and said I couldn't leave yet. I asked him, I said, why? He said he doesn't know yet. And I said, well, sir, am I being arrested? And he said he didn't know yet. So that's how all of this happened. And I'm just trying to pay for my consequences since there's no outlet again now. And like I said, I apologize for everything that happened. And I'm sorry that it happened this way. And I just wanted everything to be good. So that's my side of the story, Your Honor. So that's why I'm here, listening to everybody. I heard what my mom said. I heard what my dad said. I'm taking it in. And I apologize to both of them as the creators of me.
So did you say F you to your mother?
No, but I did say that about the same because I felt like, why did you punch me in my head? And you told me that you used me as inspiration to be a SANE nurse. So I did say that. That is valid that I said I wouldn't want to get help from her.
These situations are incredibly difficult. I also know that you're an extremely smart young lady, and you can sit here and give me a version of events that seems very rational and reasonable.
Not smart enough to not change your last name, though.
I know. And I'm just hurt because I didn't expect my mom to do that to me. And that's my mother. And I'm not trying to like give anybody a sob story, Your Honor, but how she said that she had emotional trauma from that. I had emotional trauma as well as her daughter because I never expected that to happen. And I just wanted to pay the consequences. I just wasn't gonna fight my mom, and I wasn't gonna call the police on my mother. Whatever difference.
But you did fight your mother. You're gonna say you weren't going to, but you did. You fought your mom. You literally sprayed her in the face. You literally pulled her hair. Those things you don't acknowledge pulling her hair either.
She didn't even pull my hair. That's why I didn't know why she said that. My hair wasn't pulled and her hair wasn't pulled. But what happened was she charged at me and pushed me down in the corner and punched me in the side of my head, causing me to grab something that's near me, which was the deodorant spray. I just sprayed her to get her off of me. But my brother pulled her off. And that's the only physical, well, not physical because you guys call that a weapon, but that was it. And I grabbed my stuff and I tried to leave the scene because I didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't feel safe being over there. And I didn't feel like my children were safe being over there either because it was done in front of them.
So who's Brandon?
That's my brother. That's who pulled her up off me. He had just came home from work.
Yeah,
Maybe she knows Austin.
That the argument started over Naomi telling Kayla about not helping around the house, nothing to do with your job. And you responded by spraying her in the face with a white canister of spray. And then Naomi attempted to grab that spray from you, and then you ended up falling over and started wrestling on the ground. So you sprayed your mom in the face, and then you were pulling your mom's hair. So not only did she say that, but an independent witness says that.
He wasn't even in the basement when all of this took place.
And that's when Naomi punched you to get you to stop pulling her hair. So I don't know if you're delusional or what. Like, do you really believe these things that you're saying? Because their version of the events talking to separate people are the same without talking to each other. Then you go out to the car and you get a taser. And you're sitting here telling me that you didn't intend to fight your mother. You were going to tase your mother.
Yeah, those items fell out of my bag as I was transporting to the car. And I told that to the officer.
Out of your mouth that you were going to tase your mother because you have the right to defend yourself. So Brandon's lying on you too. Everybody's lying on you. Right, Ms. P?
Your Honor, I apologize to everybody, and I will take the 18 months of this probation because nobody was there, and I explained my side of the story. Everybody explained their side of the story, and I said I was taking my consequences.
Yeah. You know, your father's correct.
Will
and your
you?
mom's correct. That the people who are going to suffer the most in this are the grandchildren. Because they're witnessing this. They're witnessing the devolution of your family as it happens in real time. And I believe you believe what you're saying. That's the hard part. Is how do you get through to someone who actually believes what they put in their head? You believe it. And stop rolling your eyes at me.
I just had something in my eyes. No, I apologize.
You have an excuse for every single thing, Miss P.
Okay.
I'm not your mom. And I will put you in jail. You're gonna need to learn how to be more respectful. So you say that you called your dad. Your dad said that he hadn't heard from you and he had to call you.
She bought the taser for her kid too, which makes it worse.
Phone records to prove that I called.
Sure, you can do that.
I will do that first thing after I leave court because I have to go pay my phone bill today anyway. So I will pull that up and see if I could drop that off to the court.
Well, you know, the truth is what happened there matters to me a lot. So Dad, is it your testimony here today that she didn't call you when she got off the first job?
That's correct. I was just looking at the time, like I had stated to the court, my daughter kept accusing me of not letting her parent. And so I was trying to give her the initiative to contact. And any responsible parent who has someone watching their children will allow them to know, hey, I'm off of work, I'm on my way there, establish some type of communication. When it got to be 8:45, I was like, where's Kayla at? And one of the things is she stated that she dashes a lot. And that was just, I was talking to my son about that because he does a lot of dashing, and I said, but every time she turn around, I'm dashing, I'm dashing, I'm dashing, I'm dashing. And the lady that even her the kid's mother, the kid's father's mother, she said that the next day she was over there and they were gone somewhere. And Kayla told us for hours about how he's a terrible person and she don't want to be with him and this, that, and the other. So Kayla has a history of
It's
saying
that and the
things
other.
to try to convince you that this is how she is, but it's nothing like that. And I hate to say that, Kayla, but it's the truth, And I know it's going to be consequences now. You probably won't let us see the kids and things like that. And I heard you use the excuse that you didn't want to contact me.
You notice how Naomi listed herself as a victim of? This is a whole manipulative family dynamic that's probably gone on this way forever.
Carefully before you say it. Don't let things get
He's
used
jet
against
nutter.
you. You're just
At least it's not this, that, and a
Look at
third.
your facial gestures right now. I'm just like, come on, Caleb. Please, babe. Be better than that.
Victim of failure.
So, we're here because you sprayed your mom in the face,
I know.
pulled your
I
mom's
wasn't paying
hair,
attention to Butler County.
and I've
Oh, yeah.
listened very carefully to you to try to see exactly where you're coming from, and you have apologized here, but then accuse your parents of lying about basically everything that they've said today, which is pretty serious to me. Like your dad said,
Yes.
you're in a court of law right now. And you're looking at an opportunity to get HIDA, which is a first offender program that allows for this to be erased off your record. And I believe that everybody should, if they have an opportunity, take advantage of that opportunity so that they don't have a record, because it limits your possibilities in life if you have a record going forward. So I don't want you to have a record. But I also want you to accept responsibility for your actions. And if you seriously are not able to see what you're doing, I don't know how you change that.
You won't.
So what I'm considering right now is whether I'm going to finish the sentencing today or take a look at these records to see if you're telling me the truth or a lie, because I don't like anyone lying to me.
I mean, she apologized a few times, but then she unapologized as many times as she.
I am, for the most part, I'm going to do the sentencing today. I'm going to file a recommendation of the probation department for the most part. I'm going to sentence you up to 93 days in the Washtenaw County Jail. Credit for the 1 day that's served. The 92 days are suspended. I'm going to put you on probation for 18 months. You'll be eligible for early discharge once you complete half of that. So at 9 months, if you've done everything you're supposed to do. Fines and court costs in this particular case for a total of $525. You to meet with probation when and where directed, including any and all home visits. You to make earnest efforts to maintain legitimate employment. You to complete the Class A Living Skills CBT program within 90 days. There's no assaultive or threatening behavior towards anyone. You to submit to, pay, and be responsible for random drug and alcohol tests as requested by the court, probation, or any treatment provider. There's no use of alcohol, marijuana, illegal drugs, drug paraphernalia, firearm components, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons. You'd also get a mental health assessment done. And your HIDA is granted. I'm gonna do a review in 90 days. I'm seriously wondering whether you have a defiance disorder. That is what I'm concerned about. Oppositional defiance disorder.
What is that?
Where you just don't want to follow the rules that anybody gives you. Like you want to work your own pace, do what it is that you want to do. and you defy when people tell you what it is that you should be doing. So I'd like for CMH to look at that and tell me whether or not you have that. And if you have it, I am hopeful that you will work towards getting over it. If you have it, it will show up here because I am a person of authority that you would then be defined. So I hope that you don't have it and that you don't defy what I'm asking you to do. I would hope that you would not try to keep the children away from parents that seem to be very loving and caring for you and who would care for your children. As a parent, you get to parent your own kids. That's all true. But as a parent, you also need to listen to your own parents because they've been through it with you. And they can be source of guidance. But that's your choice. I'll see you back here for a review.
I don't really like that one, oppositional defiance disorder. I mean, I did a lot of psychology study in college, and it wasn't one of my focuses, but historically over time, the things that have been added to the DSM, oppositional defiance disorder. I don't know it in a detailed way, but I can imagine that everybody ends up in this scenario to some degree has some amount of oppositional defiance, but I'm sure there's a lot more to it. But I'm just saying that if we came up with a name for every irregular behavior, everybody would be in a mental health status. Now, I do agree that she does need to address her mental health. Absolutely, 100%. But I don't know if Washington should be diagnosing anybody from the bench. I mean, I know it's not what she was doing, but trending that direction, I think it would have been better if she just said counseling, assessment, etc., and then whatever the recommendations by HIDA and probation are. But she probably got a looser. She probably got the sentence that she did because of the HIDA and all these other things I think she's about to get added on. But oppositional defiance disorder, I don't know.
I'm going to do a review in 60 days on October 20th, 2000.
Oh, wait. So somebody in here has experience with that one? uh,
25, and that'll be at 10 a.m.
Interesting.
At
Okay.
that time, I want to see these.
I'm not a health or medical professional. I'll just throw that out there.
I'm ordering you to provide the court records, the phone records that you're telling me that are true. So please provide me those phone records showing that you say you called your dad.
You got it.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
You need to contact the probation department tomorrow after 9:00 a.m. Do you have their phone number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Call them tomorrow after 9, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
See you, Uncle Dan, if you didn't already leave. Oh, Darche, we're all odd to a degree. I mean, I've been in and out therapy my whole life. I think it's good.
Thank you for having us. God bless you.
I believe in
Thank
therapy.
you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Where is my soft sit in Butler County?
Public call case of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Magoo.
Oh, Magoo again.
Okay, 25S00289.
Tiffany works for the people.
Matthew Mansour on behalf of Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo, whenever you're unmuted, please state your name again.
Here we go.
Daniel Magoo.
All right, where are we with this one, please?
Your Honor, we are going to request the adjournment after the exam date on the 19th. We are aware that the final settlement conference will not be available this month, but we're okay with that.
August 25th at 9:00 a.m. Bond is continued.
Really?
Thank
All
you.
of that?
Thank you. Sorry it took so long, sir.
It's all good.
Thank you. Are we ready on the, you're all set. Are we ready on the Matata matter again?
Yes, we are.
Lacuna.
Um,
All right, let's move over to Butler County. That was pretty. I have a hard time saying this. Anticlimactic. All right, I don't think we missed her, but yeah,
Trying to
McGill
find
was
that
pretty,
additional count. I see
pretty
count
weak.
one, driving while suspended, and you said there's a second count?
Forgive me, Your Honor.
So I accidentally stopped paying attention to this for a while, but I don't think I
There
missed
does appear
anything.
to be one sole count.
Uh-oh, what'd I do? Okay.
I probably just misunderstood what you were telling me. All right, so for driving while suspended, Mr. Thomas, you are fined $200. You're assigned court costs of 108. What was the other fee, Mr. Regier, that you brought up?
Your Honor, the state would be deferring to the court as to whether or not the defendant should receive credit for any payments made excluding the diversion fee in this matter.
Well, I will give credit to any payments made, but that's exactly right, excluding diversion. Any fees you paid for diversion stay with the diversion. They don't go towards fines or costs. So when can you pay this total of 308, Mr. Thomas?
Today, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to order that you pay it today. And your recommendation was for how much of a sentence? 120 days, Mr. Regier?
That would be the state's recommendation, subject to a non-reporting probation of 6 months, Your Honor.
I'm going to put you on a 6-month non-reporting probation. You've been found guilty. You've been put on probation. You won't have to see a probation officer, but you are on probation. Your conditions include, first of all, that you pay this today in full, that you get any booking done that I've ordered you to do and you haven't done. That's now a condition of your probation, and if you don't do it, I can just revoke your probation and make you do your jail time. And how long did you, let's see, so you're going to pay today, you're going to get booked and processed hopefully today or in the very near future. And you're ordered to violate no laws for the next 6 months. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you violate those, you can serve your underlying sentence of 120 days in the county jail. Anything further, Mr. Regier?
EPS.
Your Honor, for purposes of the journal entry from today's hearing, do I have leave to journalize the prior waiver of counsel in this matter?
Yes, and that it is not found to be ongoing, yes.
Very good, Your Honor. Nothing further from the state.
All right, anything further from the defendant, Mr. Thomas?
EPS.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then you are excused at this time to go to probation and to get your booking and processing arranged.
Oh,
Very
there's
nice.
Darren.
Mr. Regier, do you have someone, or Mr. Patterson, do you have someone you want to call up?
Yep. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have her.
Judge, I have one more person at the courthouse, but they had a document for me that I've asked that they walk across the street so I can have a copy of it real quick.
All right.
That person is Jimmy Fulcher.
That's not it.
And then I've had an email from a person by the name of Colton Branch who stated they were in the waiting room still. And I will need to talk to Colton Branch in a breakout room, as well as I need to talk to Cody Bookout in a breakout room.
All right, Jen, if you want to, if you have Colton Branch by name, you want to bring him in,
And Your Honor,
Mr. Regier?
I'm not sure if the court wishes to go on the record in 23 TR 3656 in the interim. In the interest of judicial economy, the state is not aware of any entries of appearance or orders appointing counsel in that matter.
And what's the name of the defendant in that case?
Last name Berzany from the state's records, Your Honor.
Okay. with a B as in boy.
That would appear
Good job,
accurate,
B.
Your Honor.
Good job, B.
Well, I would do that, but I'm not finding it. Let's get them in the breakout room and then we'll look for it.
Did you show it? Did you get back to him?
He has a copy of his own.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes.
when you get done, I do have one more pro se. Donald Unruh.
All right. Well, let's get Mr. Patterson and whoever he needed in the breakout room. Tell me his name again, Mr. Patterson. Maybe Jen remembers better than I do. All right. Well, let's see. Who do you have with you, Deputy?
Donald Unruh, starting with a U.
Ligonov.
On the record in 25 FG 6, State of Kansas versus Donald Scott Unruh. Jared Revere appearing for the state. The defendant, Donald Scott Unruh, appears in person and pro se. You are Donald Scott Unruh, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And you do not have an attorney in this matter of boating under the influence of and
No, ma'am.
okay, and lacking water vessel requirements. Do you intend to have an attorney?
No, ma'am.
Looks like at one point you applied but didn't qualify according to Judge Hart.
Applied for.
Or appointed
Oh.
attorney.
No, I haven't. I don't believe.
Well, maybe it's just he read your charges and approved your bond, but says you do not qualify for an attorney, and he said it with me for today.
And
So
Your
are
Honor,
you, yes, Mr. Goodyear?
I would tell the court is it would appear that there was a first appearance hearing conducted before Judge Hart back in June of this year. Based off my notes, although I was not present at the time, it would appear that the court made a finding that the defendant did not qualify for court-appointed counsel.
Well, that's exactly what my notes are showing too, Mr. Unruh, from the
Okay.
preceding judge. So in any event, do you want to hire an attorney, or are you going to waive your right to attorney and represent yourself?
I'm pretty new to this. I don't know. I just want to do what I need to do to get past it.
Well, typically, depending on the charge, you can hire your own attorney, or if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply for a court-appointed attorney. Now, if
Okay.
you didn't apply, maybe Judge Ricky or Judge Hart knew something personally about you that he knew you wouldn't qualify under the state poverty guidelines and made that independent of you asking. I don't know.
Well,
That is-
I'd just like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'd just like to plead no contest. And, I have a couple things that occurred that day. I was never read my Miranda rights, and I was never given an opportunity to have an actual blood alcohol test done at a doctor or hospital nearby. I question the validity of the test I took. I was on a boat for 5 or 6 hours with my wife fishing.
All right, well, hold on, Mr. Unruh. I'm not going to have your trial today. You are entitled to a trial. You can present all of that, but today is not the day. I will set that for later. But with all of this information, you don't want an attorney to sort through it with you and see if there's any legal defense to be made in all of that?
Well, I understand it's just a misdemeanor, and if I hire an attorney, I'm going to go through the expense of an attorney. I would just probably
Well,
apply for.
DUI is not always the cheapest either. There's some expensive fines, costs, evaluations, effects on your record, your insurance. So
Oh my
it may
God, he's
balance out. I
fighting
don't
it
know. I'm
and
not
he's
trying
going
to
pro
talk you
se. What
into
an
or out of
idiot.
anything, but I want you to consider some of those matters that might apply later on, if not now.
Okay, I thought this was my final trial because I've been here
No, it's
once
not.
before.
No, it's not.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, if you want to apply for an attorney in writing, the deputy can give you a form to fill out and leave it.
I'm not going to do your trial in the
with
Sally Port,
court to
dude.
figure out if you apply for court appointed or qualify for court appointed, but my suspicions are Judge Hart knew what he was doing. He generally does. More so
Yes, ma'am.
than anyone.
He had indicated that I would be eligible for a diversion. I tried to do that online, and I was unable to upload my document or the document that they wanted. But he gave me paperwork at the original hearing, I guess, to complete for diversion. Do I have to do that online, or can I request the diversion today?
I'd say walk down to the county attorney's office and ask them at the front desk that, unless Mr. Regier wants to take a shot at it right now.
Okay.
Mr. Regier, do you have any direction for him, whether to go in person or whether he has to do that all online?
Of course
Your
not.
Honor, the state's understanding is that all information concerning diversion can be found on the Butler County website.
Of
In my
course not.
role, I do not, in my role as prosecutor, I do not represent the defendant in these proceedings, so I do not feel I have anything further to add at this time.
Of
Well,
course
I don't
not.
represent you either, Mr. Unruh, but just from a practical standpoint and not a legal standpoint, take it down to the county attorney's office. All they can do is say you have to do it online. And if you can't figure it out online, they have a telephone number. You can try again.
Okay, that'll work.
All right, thank you.
Thank
I will
you.
continue this at your request to give you time to finish up on that diversion, if that's what you get to do, or to hire an attorney, or to turn in a court-appointed application if counsel can give you one there, and I'm sure he can.
Okay.
So,
I was told I wouldn't qualify for a court-appointed attorney, I believe.
well, that's what Judge Hart put in his notes. So that's why I
Yes,
said you either told him something or he knows you personally or something that knows you wouldn't qualify. So, but I don't know. I wasn't there and I don't know your situation or relationship, if any. So,
Okay.
all right. November 23rd, 25, be back here at 9 a.m. unless you are diverted. Is that the right date, Jen? November 23rd or just November 3rd?
November 3rd, Your Honor.
How about November 3rd? Strike that to what you heard. You're coming back November 3rd if you're not diverted. 3 days
Okay.
into November. All right, now you may go. Thank
Your
you.
Honor, there is one final matter.
Yes, Mr. Regier.
Your Honor, it would appear that previously a bond had been executed in this case, in the amount of $1,000 professional surety, subject to all
UPS.
standard conditions. If the court is going to continue the same, I'm not sure if the court wishes to make any orders concerning the consumption of alcohol, given the nature of the charge currently before
Heather.
the court.
Mr. Unruh, I am continuing the bond you've previously posted, all existing
Be
conditions.
right back.
If it's not already an existing condition, I'm ordering that you not have any alcohol or drugs during the pendency of these actions. Don't have them in your car, in your boat, in your refrigerator at home. No alcohol or drugs. Don't have any with dinner at a restaurant.
Well,
Yes,
I
sir.
have not, I have not even had my boat on the lake since this incident. So that was Memorial Day, I believe. So.
Okay, well, those are
Dang.
the orders. And I will continue this at your request so you can figure out what you want to do about the attorney and diversion. And you have to be back here. Okay, November 3rd at 9 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You may go at this time. Yes, Tyler Grant White present. I show Tyler White as, who do you have, deputy? Is that still Mr. Unruh? Tyler White, I show you as pro se, will be on the record in 2024 TR 001068, State of Kansas versus Tyler Grant White. Jared Regier for the state. The defendant, Tyler White, apparently fails to appear. Mr. Regier, recommendations.
Your Honor, it would appear that court security 1 is still muted. I'm not sure if the court wishes to take extra care, but if the court is prepared to find the defendant has failed to appear, I am prepared to make appropriate recommendations.
See you, Dart J.
Well, how about that? The court security 1, do you by chance have this defendant, Tyler White, with you? Deputy Caulfield, do you have anyone else with you?
I do not. I don't know what happened to that Jimmy. Is he still here? Oh, yeah, I do have.
He
Mr.
brought some
Fulcher.
documents to my office and I then
Okay.
back.
I know he left. He's back. Okay.
And Tyler White was pro se, so I'm going to find he fails to appear. He was here June 26th to 24, and then June 9th of 2025. Last before me. We set this for trial on stipulated facts for today, finding he had violated his diversion, and apparently he's not going to appear now.
And Your Honor, the state is prepared to make recommendations at this time, if I may be heard.
You may be heard. Please go ahead.
Your Honor, it
Yes,
would
it's about
appear
to die.
that, based off my notes, that the court took up a motion to revoke diversion on June 9th of this year, at which time the defendant failed to appear. The court granted the motion. The matter was set over for trial on stipulated facts to today's date and time. It would appear that previously, Your Honor took up this matter back in June of 2024, and the court did make certain orders concerning booking and bond. I do have an affidavit from the jail that would appear to indicate that, quote, as of September 3rd of 2024, the defendant failed to report to the Butler County Detention Facility as directed by the court to be processed and released. Given that, as well as the defendant's failure to appear at the setting most recently where the court took up the motion to revoke diversion, the state is seeking a bench warrant, no bond hold.
Court will issue a bench warrant with a no bond hold for failing to appear today and for failing to
I'll be right
be
back, guys.
processed as ordered over a year ago. And you had another reason, Mr. Regier?
It would appear that the defendant had previously failed to appear when the court set over to today's date and time on the motion to revoke diversion.
Okay. All right, if there's nothing further, we're in recess on Tyler White. Who do you have there with you, Deputy?
I have Mr. Jimmy Fulzer. Fulzer with an F.
Thank you. We are on the record in 2023 TR 3075, State of Kansas versus Jimmy Lee Fulcher. Please announce appearances.
Jared Regier on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Jimmy Fulcher. Mr. Fulcher does appear via Zoom audio visual from Courthouse Security 1. Judge, this is a motion to revoke diversion for two reasons. The second of which is that he has not completed the 48-hour program. Mr. Fulcher did bring me in a copy from Diane Briggs of a completion of that program, which we'll get to the county attorney's office. The last one is the online course. Judge, we just asked the court to allow one additional continuance, and if the court would allow the same, we can get that online course completed pretty quickly and have the diversion resolved. So we'd ask the court for one additional continuance.
State's response.
Your Honor, this does appear to be the first setting on the motion to revoke diversion. If the court is prepared to continue this matter over, the state will be objecting to any additional continuances.
Continuance granted at the defendant's request. Time to count towards the defendant. The matter is continued to November 3rd. Mr. Fulcher must be back here at 8 a.m. at that time. Stay in touch with your attorney as well, Mr. Fulcher.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
All right, thank you. You may go at this time.
Mr. Fulcher, look for that email this afternoon, okay?
Sir, I will
Thank you.
look into those emails.
Thank you.
That it? Okay, that's it. Okay. Yep. Thank you. And that's all I have here, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Patterson, do you have any particular order?
Well, Judge, I am ready on some and not others. I think some of them were let in here recently because they then added their name, so I haven't spoke to them.
Okay.
I would need a breakout room with James Baker and Colton Branch.
All right, Jen, can you give him one and then the other? And then let me know when you're ready to proceed with all of them, Mr. Patterson, please.
And Judge, I do not represent Victor Lakonoff, who is on here.
Thank you. We can take that up then. All right, we'll be on the record in 2025 TR 850, State of Kansas versus Victor Vincent Lakonoff Jr. Gerald Regier for the state. Are you Victor Lakonoff?
Yes.
And are you representing yourself today?
No, Your Honor, I was asking for a 30-day continuance so I can secure some more funds for a lawyer. I've been working as a framer, so the weather's put me behind. Lost a lot of work, and I'm behind on my bills. So I just need a little bit more time to get a lawyer.
On June 4th, 2025, you said you had an attorney, but you didn't have an attorney at that time?
No, I never stated I had an attorney. I was stating that I was going to hire an attorney. I haven't had an attorney on this case at all.
Well, we're pretty meticulous in this business about taking notes, and this note says from the clerk that you told me that you did have an attorney. And you're saying that's not what you meant. You meant you were looking into an attorney?
Yes, ma'am. I must have made a mistake because I did not have one. I was just asking to hire one because I know I don't qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I make too much.
Well, we'll make a note that you said you don't qualify for court appointed, that you make too much, you need more time to hire. And do you know who you're going to hire today? At this time, have you decided?
And no, I'm waiting on a few calls back. I've called a couple firms. Let's see who that was.
Well, whoever you end up with, I'm going to order that you and that attorney be here at 9 a.m. on November 3rd. That's a Monday and ready to go. And don't
In
be
person
asking,
or on video court?
video court, Zoom, and don't be asking for continuances. Were you going to tell me a different date, Jen?
November.
November 3rd at 9, is that the right time?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Right. November 3rd, 9 a.m. It will be by Zoom. And the attorney can get when he enters his appearance, he can get the Zoom codes from the clerk, and he'll know how to do that, Shirley.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Anything further from the state, Mr. Regier?
3 points, Your Honor. Is the court continuing the bond in this matter?
Continuing the bond. Continuing the $1,000 bond posted through AAA Butler County Bail Bonds on February 3rd of 2025, and continued at the defendant's request.
Thank you, Your Honor. And the state would have it noted on the record that the state will be objecting to any additional continuances in this matter. It would, while the state does acknowledge this appears to be the first setting since this matter first came before Your Honor, this is a case that is starting to get some significant age to it. The information appears to refer to an alleged occurrence date occurring over 6 months ago. So the state will be objecting to any additional continuances at the next hearing, absent some major headway in this matter.
All right, make a note of that, Mr. McConiff, so you know that. This will probably be your last continuance for this purpose.
That's understandable, Your Honor. But the first appearance was set out 6 months past my court date, so I have no control over that. I only have control over the time frame of getting my attorney.
All right, well, that just gave you a little more time, and now you've got even more. So, all right, I'll be back here with your attorney at that date and time, and everything should go smooth for you. A lot smoother than today, anyway. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Dalen Rashad Jones on the record in 2023 TR 2429, State of Kansas versus Dalen Rashad Jones. Jared Regier for the state. Is the defendant Jones present? The defendant failed to appear either in person or with counsel on driving while suspended, a B misdemeanor. Recommendations, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, some information has been brought to my attention regarding this matter. If I could request a 1-minute recess.
Granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And Judge, may I have a breakout room with Colton Branch or Colton's iPhone?
That'd be fine. Whoever's running that, if you give that to me. Jim?
Short cord. All right, hopefully she shows up because, yeah, he does. He always has to pee. Oh, let me get rid of that picture. Just put that up there to show he always wears the same stuff, looks the same way.
Back on the record in 23 TR 2429, State of Kansas versus Dalen Rashad Jones, parties as before. Mr. Regier.
Yes, Your Honor, this is a case that appears to involve a motion to revoke diversion filed with the court on May 27th with an attached notice of hearing for today's date and time, August 11th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Your Honor, I've had the opportunity to review the electronic file in this matter. It does not appear there is currently a return of service on file with the court. Under those circumstances, the state has no objection to resetting this matter to a later date and time.
Well, my next available date and time would be November 3rd at 9. Do you want to issue an alias for that time, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, if the court wishes my office to prepare a notice of hearing, I believe my office is in a position to do so.
If you would, please. Thank you.
And just to be clear for the record, Your Honor, what is the date and time?
November 3rd, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Hopefully they put the troublemakers
At this time, we'll be on the record in night 2023 TR 244, State of Kansas versus Antonio Dwayne Knight. Jared Regier for the state. Is Antonio Dwayne Knight present? Defendant fails to appear on speeding 87 and a 75 and driving while suspended. Mr. Regier. Recommendations.
One moment, Your Honor.
And there is a bonding company involved.
Your Honor, this is another matter that I would request a 1-minute recess to review further.
Granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Back on the record, Mr. Regier.
Yes, Your Honor, it is the state's understanding that in this matter, an affidavit of service by certified mail was filed with the court within the last week. I have been unable to confirm whether that is in the official court file or perhaps the court knows something that I don't know. However, it is the state's understanding that the motion to revoke diversion in this matter was returned undelivered at a prior date in time.
Recommendations then at this time.
Your Honor, if the court is satisfied in all other respects, the state would move the court to grant the motion to revoke diversion and that the matter be set for trial on stipulated facts in accordance with the terms of the diversion agreement.
I do find that notice is legally served and that a default motion is granted. Trial on stipulated facts will be November 3rd at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. Patterson, are you wanting to take up someone at this time?
Judge, you want to start at the top of the list alphabetically and work down, I'm ready.
All right, we are on the record in 25 TR 374, State of Kansas versus James Dominic Baker. Please announce appearances.
Chair, on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson, appearing on behalf of James Baker. Mr. Baker does appear via Zoom audio visual. Mr. Baker, can you turn on your video and unmute? Thank you. Judge, this is a case where after talking with Mr. Baker, he does have proof of insurance to get to me, which should make his case look dramatically different. So I am requesting the court one additional continuance.
At least this court's
to
longer.
get that proof of insurance, and then
Oh,
we can
come on,
resolve
lady.
the
Where are you?
case.
Oh, I had to
Mr.
make a
Regier, your
burrito too.
response?
No
Gotta love
objection
frozen
from the state
burritos.
at this time, Your
At
Honor.
least it's a breakfast
This
burrito.
particular matter does appear to be a case where
Oh, I can't hear. Can
the
you guys hear?
first setting was conducted back in June and the matter was set
Why
over
can't
to
I hear?
today's date and time. So the state is not opposed to setting this matter over if the court is finding is at the request of the defendant under these circumstances.
The court grants the defendant's request for continuance and will continue
Why can't I
the
hear?
defendant's bond with the added condition that you get to your attorney whatever documentation you need to, and that you reappear with your attorney November 13th at 8 a.m.
So it's just me.
And if you haven't returned that document to him by November 30th at 8 a.m., you must appear at the courthouse in person, Mr. Baker. Are you understanding that?
Yes.
And if you get it to him before then and he tells you otherwise, I'm not going to make you show up in person. You can still appear by Zoom. But your bond will be conditioned upon those added conditions as well as the existing ones. And if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess at this time. Mr. Baker is excused from these proceedings.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 24 TR 1694, State of Kansas versus Cody Lee Bookout. Jared Regier for the state, Darren Patterson for the defendant. Mr. Bookout, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Cody Bookout appears in person and with counsel Darren Patterson on no liability insurance and no valid license, April of 2024.
Okay, can you
Mr.
hear me?
Patterson, any announcements?
Yes, Judge. This is one I had not spoke to Mr. Bookout previously, but now I have spoke to him. I've also sent just a few minutes ago an email to Mr. Regier with a requested disposition, which should resolve the case today.
Mr. Regier, do you need a moment to look at that or have you done so?
One moment, Your Honor.
Are we ready to proceed?
Your Honor, the state is prepared to proceed in this matter.
Judge, sorry.
Back on the record in 24 TR 1694, all is before Mr. Patterson.
Your Honor, based upon the announcement, I would tell the court this time my client does intend to enter plea of guilty to count 1, no proof of insurance. State has agreed to dismiss count 2.
That is your agreement, Mr. Regier?
That would be the state's understanding, Your Honor.
Count 2 being no driver's license.
Yes, no valid driver's license, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Bookout, is this your agreement as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone making you enter this plea today of guilty to count one, driving without insurance?
No, Your Honor.
To understand that with this plea, you're giving up your right to a trial. You'll be found guilty and unable to appeal that conviction.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is what you wish to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tell me in your own words what makes you guilty of driving without insurance in Butler County on April 24th of 24.
I didn't have insurance
And
on the vehicle.
where were you driving?
Um,
Do you remember what roadway or street the officer stopped you, for instance?
no.
You remember what town or where in the country you were?
It was El Dorado.
Somewhere inside the city limits of El Dorado?
Yeah.
And you didn't have any insurance at the time you were driving on this open city street?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I will accept your plea and find that you're freely and knowingly entering this plea, finding you guilty of count one, driving without insurance, and count two is dismissed with prejudice for plea agreement. Recommendations for sentencing, Mr. Regier?
Yes, Your Honor. As a preliminary matter, I'm not sure if the court wishes the state to supplement the record insofar as the issue of jurisdiction is concerned. Certainly, the state would be prepared to satisfy that if that is the court's wish. Beyond that, the state is prepared to make recommendations pursuant to plea negotiations.
Well, I'm confident that all of the city limits in Eureka are within the jurisdiction, but go ahead and if you want to give the specific address.
Yes, Your Honor. Pursuant to the amended affidavit in this case, where this case proceeded to trial, the state's evidence would show that pursuant to paragraphs 4 and 5 of the amended affidavit, the officer observed the vehicle being driven, quote, traveling east on North Central Street, El Dorado, Butler County, Kansas, ultimately conducting a traffic stop in the 1900 block of North Central Street, also in El Dorado, Kansas.
All right, the court finds jurisdiction as well as finding the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily entered his plea. The court finding the defendant guilty. Mr. Regier, have you recommendations for sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. Pursuant to plea negotiations, the state is prepared to recommend the statutory minimum fine of $300, that the court impose court costs and determine appropriate attorney fees. The state would further be recommending a 6-month non-reporting probationary period subject to an underlying sentence of 120 days. I will defer to the court as to any issues concerning repayment of this matter.
Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Nothing further, Judge.
Is that a 6-month reporting or non-reporting probation, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, the state would be recommending a non-reporting 6-month probationary period pursuant to plea negotiations.
Okay. And Mr. Bookout, where do you work?
Rob Carroll, Sandblast and Paint.
Is that a 40-hour-a-week job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give you the minimum fine allowed by law for driving without proof of insurance, which is $300, and court costs of $108. Your attorney fees are $250, so you're going to have a total of about $658. I'm also going to give you a 120-day jail sentence that will be suspended. That is, you will not have to serve it as long as you get no new violations of the law for 6 months and you pay this $658 within a reasonable period of time. How much time can you pay that? Can you pay it within 6 months?
Yes, ma'am.
About 100 a month you can do, a little over 100?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to give you a 120-day jail sentence that you'll not have to pay as long as within 6 months you get this paid and you don't violate any laws. Your first payment will be due. Can you pay any today at all?
I cannot.
How about your first payment being due in 30 days, about September 11th, 2025?
Yes,
And
Your
then
Honor.
another 12th or another 6th. In order, boy, to get you through probation in 6 months, you're going to have to really double up on that a little bit.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you make sure if you pay at least 120 a month or get it paid no later than 6 months in full. And if you get it paid in 6 months and you don't violate any new laws, then your probation will terminate and you won't have to serve your sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Regier?
On this matter, Judge.
Mr. Patterson?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, thank you. Then Mr. Bookout is excused from today's proceedings. Call the
Thank
Butler
you.
County you're welcome. Call the Butler County District Court Clerk to find out how the different ways to make the payments are, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Are
Bye.
we ready yet? Bye-bye. Are we ready on Colton Branch yet?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the record in 2022 CR 506, State of Kansas versus Colton Lee Branch, Jared Regier for the state, Darren Patterson for the defendant. Are you Colton Lee Branch, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Patterson, how does your client wish to proceed today?
Judge, this is a motion to revoke diversion.
Oh, dude's got to get rid of the
After talking with
mustache.
Mr. Branch previously, he was able to pay the case off, complete the online course, do the 48-hour program, which I've emailed to the diversion coordinator and Mr. Regier a copy of that.
You think he's trying to shave the middle of it? This looks so bad.
They were also going to show completion of the ADIS program, but I don't have that one yet. So Judge, we're asking the court to allow us to be several one additional time, and it should be that everything is going to be completed within a week.
One other thing, did he go out to the county jail and get his picture and prints taken as ordered to do on 3/22 of 23?
I don't have that information, Judge.
Well, we better work on that too, it sounds like. All right, state's response to this request?
Your Honor, for the court's edification, I am showing an appearance bond that was executed on March 20th of 2023. That does appear to be on or about the same day as the initial first appearance before Judge Hart, at which time I was the prosecuting attorney for purposes of that hearing. The state does not oppose to setting this matter over under these circumstances.
Continued at the defendant's request, continued on your bond, sir, to November 3rd at 9 a.m. You must be back. All right, if nothing further, your bond will continue. Follow your bond, sir. We will be in recess. Mr. Branch is continued at this time, or released at this time on his bond. Okay, we've taken up all the cooling matters and Daniel's done. I think we're ready for Caitlin Dunn next.
Yes, Judge.
On the record in 2025 TR 357, State of Kansas versus Caitlin N. Dunn. Please announce appearances.
Well, this is not who I'm looking
On
for.
behalf of the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson, appear on behalf of Caitlin Dunn. Ms. Dunn does appear via Zoom audio-visual. Judge, this is a case where I would request Mr. Regier to review the docket summary with requested disposition in this case to see if it's acceptable.
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is a matter that would appear to have certain unusual facets. The state would need the opportunity to review the matter further on at least before proceeding to disposition.
So are you wanting to move this to that November 3rd date or just set it later on this docket?
Your Honor, the state would need additional time before doing so. If indeed, short of entering a plea as charged in this matter.
Judge, the defense would request a continuance to allow the state time to review that.
The defendant's request for continuance is granted, and this is continued at the defendant's request, November
Gotta
3rd
poop.
at 9
She definitely
a.m.
has
You
to
must be
poop.
back here with your attorney, Ms. Dunn, ready to proceed.
Okay.
Your bond is continued. Thank you. We'll be on recess on that matter, the Dunn matter. We've taken up Fulcher, so I believe that takes us to Get Line on the record in 2025 CR 248, State of Kansas versus Gregory John Getline. Jared Regier for the state. Is Gregory Getline here?
I have not seen him today, Judge. Unless, is there anybody left in the waiting room?
Ben, what do you know about that?
I have a global Nokia,
I don't know
a
what that was.
Samsung, a Melanie. And that's besides the one witness that is still in there, that's all.
And Judge, at some point I would ask that we go off YouTube and bring the people in off YouTube to determine who they
No.
are. So we might be able to figure out if they're on the docket or not, if the court would allow.
Well, we can do that, but even if we're not on YouTube, I'm not particularly interested in, or want a better word, hackers, although that's not the word for them, but.
And I guess, Judge, my concern about the current method is that I did speak with Mr. Branch. He said he was in the waiting room at 8 a.m., had been in there all along. And he said he didn't receive a message or didn't see it or something. So I'm worried about my client showing up but not being allowed in. I understand the issue the court has, due regard to that issue. But at some point, I'm hoping we can find out who's in there somehow.
Well, as I understand it, the clerk has sent multiple chats to them and they're just not responding to her.
Somehow my client seemed to indicate that he didn't see it, Mr. Branch, although it ended up Branch
I
is
saw Mr. Branch on the screen most of the morning. I
So
don't think we had the
we just
problem.
we just resolved that one, Judge.
I know we did, but he'd been on here for a while. Well, that's what you suggest is a possibility.
Nope. Don't do it. You can make me read. I don't have to restart it.
It's against what I was advised from the court administrator and chief judge.
Who is the chief judge?
Jen, are you comfortable proceeding in the way suggested? Or can you ask the court administrator quickly? Does she need anyone near you?
Quickly ask her. I can tell you in the future, she is working on a splash screen that will show up in the future.
All right. Well, I don't know what that means. It sounds like she's on top of it, Mr. Patterson. So, okay. Well, we can, if she's handy, we can ask her now, or we can just try our luck with it. And
that is your call, Your Honor. Please let me know what you would like to do.
well, that's certainly fair. I'm going to take a chance on it.
Judge, did you
There you
want to go off
go.
YouTube to do this to figure
Yes,
it out?
No.
please.
Okay.
That's the only way I think we should even consider.
I'm not.
The YouTube, Jen.
No. Okay. Don't worry. They'll go right back on because I know that the people that were waiting on YouTube. Here, you know what? Let me just switch you guys over here for a second. I don't know what's hiding on my desktop, but luckily this didn't happen when I ran out to my car. Or truck, I should say. Okay. Really?
Or the YouTube, Jen.
Do. All right, I'm gonna have to refresh this a couple times. How's everybody's day going? How you doing, Linda? I mean, I've got some stuff that I could fill in some space here with, but I gotta Feeling it's not going to take him too long to figure out. Well, I can always go to a different court. We go back to Washington. Yeah, let's do it like that.
In addition to that, Mr. Kyle had at that time failed a test on July 1st, and he had police contact in the interim time.
Oh, you know what?
So
Go to Simpson.
we're here for Senate.
Wait, is today landlord? I think today's landlord tenant day. Which pretty hit or miss with Simpson. Wait, no, today's Tuesday. Landlord tenant day I think is Thursday or Friday. But is Simpson even live? It looks like he was live. Today's. Do you guys remember Alpha Omega? Do you remember when his next court case was? I got an idea. We can watch Grammar School's channel to find out when it was. Okay. Getting ready to plan a fall travel today's. You have a farm, Sly? Hang on. I just realized I should probably add some to the whole channel thing. Okay, let's go to. You know what? I think Butler County's about to go back on. Hang on.
Chief Judge Ricky appointed him and gave you an order not to have any contact with the alleged victim. I don't know if Judge Ricky specifically said this, but I typically tell the defendants when Mr. Patterson is appointed to go directly across from the parking lot at the courthouse to Mr. Patterson's office and have contact with him. Did you do that?
I didn't that day, but I did within the next couple weeks. I knew he was my attorney. I remember on that first appearance or whatever.
Yeah, they just went right back into it.
But they didn't set an appointment.
All
it was
right,
just the secretary was there.
Well, when he's not available at first, at least they can have your contact information where they can contact you. And if they don't contact you because of their schedule before your next court date, practical matter would be to contact them again just to see if you could talk to them before court. That would help them, you, and the court.
I got his email like 3-4 weeks ago, and it didn't say to contact. It was only information about this court date on Zoom. So I thought maybe we'd talk first before the actual court. I didn't know what was going on with this Zoom stuff. I've been on this phone for 3 hours. It just about went dead.
Well, I think you and I are probably, you and I and Mr. Bergier and Mr. Patterson and Clerk Jen, I think we're all in that boat. All right, so at this time, I'm going to grant the continuance to November 3rd. Continue your bond with all existing conditions. Mr. Gutlein, including no contact with the victim and reappear November 3rd at 8 a.m. And I'm going to let you continue to do that by Zoom as long as you show up and have good reception like you have today.
I will. Am I supposed to set a specific date with Mr. Patterson right now, or do I call him?
Yes, no, let's do that right now. Mr. Patterson, if you have that for him.
Yes, Your Honor. Sir, can you write this down?
Yes. Go for it. I'm ready.
I want you to call my office this Thursday, August 14th at 9 a.m. and I will discuss your case at that time.
Hey, Florida Top Bunk. I don't think Dan's in here anymore, but it probably was Swahili.
I don't know if you had subpoenaed your sister to be here today or if she just. The court did? Okay.
Your Honor, if I
Legal
may
fiction
jump
raid.
in very briefly.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a case where it does appear to be
Leslie
one
Red.
count of alleged domestic battery, a Class B misdemeanor. It does appear to refer to a specific individual in the charging language of count one. It would appear, based off my notes from my colleague, Ms. Pierce, from the June 4th hearing before Judge Hart, that certain orders.
Okay, if you just jumped in, I'm waiting for the only soft sit that I've covered from start to finish was supposed to show up today. We don't know if she's there or not. We saw Magoo earlier. He was in and out with no drama. It was boring, but anyway, this soft sit was supposed to be there at 9. I think Central Time, maybe Mountain. So far they haven't shown her, but there's still a handful of people on this docket. We'll see. We'll hope.
Concerning bond were made. However,
No contact with the victim. Apparently you didn't go over to the jail and get those.
Oh, and I've heard Regeer make absolutely zero requests for GPS so far.
I mean, the deputies brought me into that room at your courthouse
Well,
for
that
that
would be
first
the order.
appearance, and they
Okay.
didn't tell me any of that. I mean, I couldn't really hear on their little laptop computer I was looking at. And I just went by what the deputy told me. There were 2 deputies sitting there
I'm
with
gonna
me.
go get
And when
my
he walked
stair
me out
stepper.
back into the hallway, he just said, appear on this date.
Well,
And Your
here's what
Honor-
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order that you appear
And-
in person at
and
that next court date.
Judge, if I may,
Go ahead.
on the day of this occurrence, he was arrested, taken to jail. They should have his fingerprints and photographs.
Oh, yeah, I got all that. But then they released me, the next day, and I had to come back like, I can't remember exactly, a week to 3 weeks later, and I went to the courthouse for my first appearance, not on television in jail.
Court security, can you look into that? The next
Security.
hearing, you're gonna have to be here in person. And we're gonna have make a note, Mr. McGee. I'm gonna have him do that if he hadn't done it by then.
I can do that, ma'am.
All right.
We'll check
thank
it
you.
out, Judge.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we'll be in recess.
Thank
You are
you.
excused from today's proceedings, but when are you calling Mr. Patterson?
On Thursday, 8:14, 9 a.m.
Okay, very good. All right, you may go, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Give him my gadgets. While she shows up as I'm setting up.
Sydney Leslie on the record in
little stair stepper.
2025 CR 250. State of Kansas versus Sydney Taylor Leslie. Please announce appearances.
Yes, Your Honor, on behalf of the state.
Ma'am, how do I get out of this? This is
Click
Greg
leave.
Goodline still. I can't close
Just
this.
hang up. Just hang up your phone. Close your phone. There we go. Okay, we had just called 25 CR 250 State of Kansas versus Sydney.
Oh, there she
Taylor
is.
Leslie.
There she
Jeff of the
is.
State. Miss Leslie appears in person and per se. Miss Leslie, is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh,
Where's your
God.
attorney? Are you
I left
going
my
to have an
desk up.
attorney represent you?
I am presenting myself.
You
Hey,
know, you
Lisa.
have the right to an attorney to hire any attorney.
Great to
of your
have
choice.
you.
If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can
Okay,
apply,
I'm doing some
which I think
exercises.
you've already done. but
Oh,
you-
she's
You
here.
did not request an attorney, is that right?
I did not request an
Oh, that's
attorney. That is
squeaky.
correct.
You want to proceed on your own
squeaky.
behalf? And you can do that. No one's going to stop you from doing that.
I need some
But is
WD-40.
anyone making you give up your right to an attorney today by any threats or promises?
No.
And you understand you
wow.
can hire, and if you can't afford, you can apply for court appointed. And if you qualify, one would be appointed. Do you understand that?
I comprehend, yes.
You do not wish
Oh,
to
she
have an attorney.
comprehends.
I do not wish to have an attorney.
All right, I will show on the record that you've waived your right to an attorney and that you're going to proceed.
Okay, now that we know she's here, I can click on the pause button. I don't see any scripts in her hand, but bet she's practicing. I bet she has been
On
practicing.
your own behalf. So how do you plead then, Miss Taylor, or Miss Leslie, I guess it is, I'm sorry.
Sorry, one more thing. Leslie G, you hate hearing your name like this? Like if I say Leslie G?
Saying it wrong. Miss Leslie, how do you plead to count one interference?
Oh, I
with
get
law
it because it's
enforcement
her name.
officers?
A plead would be inappropriate at
course.
this time. I'm hoping to request a continuance.
Why would a plea be
Oh.
inappropriate at this time?
Okay, so Your Honor, for the record, I am Sydney Taylor Leslie in propria persona sui juris. I am here by special appearance only and not making a general appearance. I reserve all of my rights, remedies, and objections, including but not limited to
Yep.
any objection to jurisdiction over my person. I require a continuance in this matter. I intend on filing a subpoena for body
Oh, it's
cam
on two
and
screens.
cruiser footage. There are facts in dispute on this matter that I'm looking to clear up before the matter can continue further.
All right, I will grant a continuance for you to obtain discovery, but if you don't know how to do the things you just rattled off, you better have an attorney do it for you. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, Mr. Aguirre, do you wish to be heard before I pick the date for this?
Your Honor, this does appear to be the first setting since the first appearance hearing before Judge Hart back in June. If the court is prepared to set this matter over for discovery purposes, the state does not object. I'm not sure if the court wishes to set that matter for merely control at this time, but I'll defer to the court on that point. If the court will find that the bond is being continued and this continuance is at the request of the defense for speedy trial purposes.
All right, Miss Leslie, you're charged again with interference with law enforcement officers, a Class A non-person misdemeanor, driving without insurance, a Class B misdemeanor, and driving without a license in your possession, an unclassified misdemeanor, as well as failing to register your vehicle, another unclassified misdemeanor. The judge would have gone over these with you at first appearance. You want to go over them again as far as the penalties?
No, thank you.
All right.
Say yes.
And you've indicated you want to exercise certain rights that you are entitled to and encouraged to. But as I said, an attorney could certainly help you carry out those rights. And you said you do not want that attorney?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, I'll have the record and the docket notes show that you have waived your right to counsel and that you know what you're doing.
Well, she doesn't know what she's doing.
And do you want to set it for trial, Miss Leslie, or do you want to get the records and look at them and then set it for trial?
I would like to have a continuance, perhaps for discovery or an evidentiary hearing if possible.
Well, I can continue it for both
Scripts.
those readings.
Okay.
For both those readings to give you time to get all your discovery, the dash cam, body cam things you were mentioning.
Okay.
And then we can also set it for trial. So when's a good trial, 1:30 trial date, Jim?
Your next one will be September 24th.
All right, you'll need to be back here with all your witnesses September 24th, 2025 at 1:30, and that will be by Zoom again.
Your Honor, if I may just get a little more time due to the fact that I'm going to be submitting the subpoena and I'll need discovery and I need to just review it so that I can have adequate time to present myself for my defense.
Well, that's 30 days. You don't think that'll be enough? How much time are you asking for?
I'm hoping for at least 60 days.
It's a year.
Jen, do we have 60 days?
No, we don't. Don't make it 60.
We have October 22nd or October 29th at 1:30.
Which of those do you prefer?
I would prefer October 29th.
October 29th. This is continued to October 29th at the defendant's request. Is that over your objection or not, Mr.?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
Legal
don't remember
fiction.
any objections.
Your Honor, if the court is prepared to set this matter for trial, the state does not oppose that, but the state will be requesting a ruling as to whether or not the bond is to be continued and if this continuance is at the request of the defense.
Court does find this request at the defendant's, and the time will count against the defendant for speedy trial purposes.
Yes, it will.
The matter is continued for bench trial to be heard and to be commenced August 22nd, 2029 at 1:30 p.m. via Zoom. So Miss Leslie, it's going to be here by Zoom. Be sure you have your evidence ready. If you're going to screen share it, whatever you're going to do, make sure you can do that. And if you need any help getting your discovery or presenting your evidence, you're always able to hire an attorney. And if you can't afford one, apply, but do it well in advance of the trial so that you can get the application completed, returned, and the court can appoint your attorney, and you and the attorney can have time to present your case.
Okay, yes, Your Honor, I did hear you say October 22nd. Was it the 29th that I had requested at 1:30?
You did, so I'll make it October 29th. Jen, you said
Thank
either
you.
of those. You said either, and
Well, at
she
least
said
she's
the
paying
29th,
attention this time.
correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
It'll be October 29th at 1:30. Now, Mr. Regier will be subpoenaing witnesses himself for the state. And if you find out or decide you don't want to go with a bench trial, let him know as soon as you can so he can cancel any of those witnesses
At least she
that
did,
you may have
Lisa.
coming in.
Thank you, Your
And,
Honor.
You're welcome. And don't forget, you can look at diversion and see if that's an option. You can call the county attorney, but definitely look into that issue of an attorney.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
She
Anything
will.
further from the state, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, if the court is continuing the bond in this matter, I have nothing further at this time.
I am continuing the bond, all existing conditions plus the new ones I've stated on the record today.
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
you're welcome, and Miss Leslie is excused at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna replay that. I want you guys to watch her eyes, and she's clearly operating on multiple screens, and then her boyfriend is to her side, her dude, her husband, and she's probably looking at him for validation. I can almost guarantee that she will be on Power Inherent the People later, so watch out for me to post that. But let's watch her eyes. Plus, if you guys saw her first hearing, or if you didn't miss it, or her interview with Power Inherent the People, I have that on one of my very first lives, so go back and check that out. Although my videography is a little bit better now than it was back then. Anyway, so watch her eyes. Watch the way she bounces around looking at her different scripts.
How do you plead to count one interference with that? But is
Oh,
anyone
we'll find out here real quick, but did Webster ever enter a plea for her, or did they just move past that after she said it wouldn't be appropriate?
an attorney represents you?
I am presenting myself.
You know,
This,
there we go. Okay, we had just called 25 CR 250, State of Kansas versus Sidney Taylor Leslie, Jared Regier for the state. Miss Leslie appears in person and per se. Miss Leslie, is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where's your attorney? Are you going to have an attorney represent you?
I am presenting myself.
You know you have the right to an attorney, to hire any attorney of your choice. And if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply, which I think you've already done, but you did not request an attorney, is that right?
I did not request an attorney. That is correct.
You want to proceed on your own behalf, and you can do that. No one's going to stop you from doing that. But is anyone making you give up your right to an attorney today by any threats or promises?
No.
And understand you can hire, and if you can't afford, you can apply for court appointed. And if you qualify, one would be appointed. Do you understand that?
I comprehend, yes.
You do not wish to have an attorney.
I do not wish to have an attorney.
All right, I will show on the record that you've waived your right to an attorney and that you're going to proceed on your own behalf. So how do you plead then, Miss Taylor, or Miss Leslie, I guess it is, I'm sorry, I'm just saying it wrong. Miss Leslie, how do you plead to count one interference with law enforcement officer?
A plead would be inappropriate at this time. I'm hoping to request a continuance.
Why would a plea be inappropriate at this time?
Okay, so Your Honor, for the record, I am Sidney Taylor Leslie in propria persona sui juris. I am here by special appearance only and not making a general appearance. I reserve all of my rights, remedies, and objections, including but not limited to any objection to jurisdiction over my person. I require a continuance in this matter. I intend on filing a subpoena for body cam and cruiser footage. There are facts in dispute on this matter that I'm looking to clear up before the matter can continue further.
All right, I will grant a continuance for you to obtain discovery, but if you don't know how to do the things you just rattled off, You better have an attorney do it for you. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right. Mr. Aguirre, do you wish to be heard before I pick the date for this?
Your Honor, this does appear to be the first setting since the first appearance hearing before Judge Hart back in June. If the court is prepared to set this matter over for discovery purposes, the state does not object. I'm not sure if the court wishes to set that matter for merely control at this time, but I'll defer to the court on that point if the court will find that the bond is being continued and this continuance is at the request of the defense for speedy trial purposes.
All right, Miss Leslie, you're charged again with interference with law enforcement officers.
Lisa, do you mean the traffic stop? Because if you do, I have it.
A Class A non-person misdemeanor, driving without insurance, a Class B misdemeanor, and driving without a license in your possession, an unclassified misdemeanor, as well as failing to register your vehicle, another unclassified misdemeanor. The judge would have gone over these with you at first appearance. You want to go over them again as far as the penalties?
No, thank you.
All right. And you've indicated you want to exercise certain rights that you are entitled to and encouraged to. But as I said, an attorney could certainly help you carry out those rights. And you said you do not want that attorney?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, I'll have the record and the docket notes show that you have waived your right to counsel and that you know what you're doing. Now, then, do you want to set it for trial, Miss Leslie, or do you want to get the records and look at them and then set it for trial?
I would like to have a continuance, perhaps for discovery or an evidentiary hearing if possible.
Well, I can continue it for both those readings.
Okay.
For both those readings, to give you time to get all your discovery, the dash cam, body cam things you were mentioning.
Okay.
And then we can also set it for trial. So when's a good trial, 1:30 trial date, Jim?
Your next one will be September 24th.
All right, you'll need to be back here with all your witnesses September 24th, 2025 at 1:30, and that will be by Zoom again.
Your Honor, if I may just get a little more time due to the fact that I'm going to be submitting the subpoena and I'll need discovery and I need to just review it so that I can have adequate time to present myself for my defense.
Well, that's 30 days. You don't think that'll be enough? How much time are you asking for?
I'm hoping for at least 60 days.
Jen, do we have 60 days?
We have October 22nd or October 29th at 1:30.
Which of those do you prefer?
I would prefer October 29th.
October 29th. This is continued to October 29th at the defendant's request. Is that over your objection or not, Mr. Ricky? I don't remember any objections.
Your Honor, if the court is prepared to set this matter for trial, the state does not oppose that, but the state will be requesting a ruling as to whether or not the bond is to be continued and if this continuance is at the request of the defense.
Court does find this request at the defendant's, and the time will count against the defendant for speedy trial purposes. The matter is continued for bench trial to be heard and to be commenced August 22nd, 2029 at 1:30 p.m. via Zoom. So Miss Leslie, it's going to be here by Zoom. Right, be sure you have your evidence ready. If you're going to screen share it, whatever you're going to do, make sure you can do that. And if you need any help getting your discovery or presenting your evidence, you're always able to hire an attorney. And if you can't afford one, apply, but do it well in advance of the trial so that you can get the application completed, returned, and the court can appoint your attorney, and you and the attorney can have time to present your case.
Okay, yes, Your Honor, I did hear you say October 22nd. Was it the 29th that I had requested at 1:30?
You did, so I'll make it October 29th. Jen, you said
Thank
either. You said either, and she picked the 29th, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
It'll be October 29th at 1:30. Now, Mr. Regier will be subpoenaing witnesses himself for the state. And if you find out or decide you don't want to go with a bench trial, let him know as soon as you can so he can cancel any of those witnesses that he may have coming in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And don't forget, you can look at diversion and see if that's an option. You can call the county attorney, but definitely look into that issue of an attorney.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Anything further from the state, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, if the court is continuing the bond in this matter, I have nothing further at this time.
I am continuing the bond.
Okay. Check this out. I showed this on the first time I covered her, but a party, this is a gathering of sovereign citizens for sovereign citizens. If you look in your bottom left-hand corner, you can see her and her dude. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. I don't know where this was taken. But she's at the very bottom left. Here, I'll make at least that part bigger. Yeah. I just keep thinking if I knew about this, I'd just give somebody a call and say, hey, you got about 90 people next door. None of them have license or registration on their car, or license plates for that matter, driver's license, etc. I thought that was pretty funny. When she does her follow up with Power and Here, the people, I guarantee I'll keep an eye on that. They're watching her. This is that group basically. All right, I'm looking for the traffic stop real quick. Hang on. You know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna play Van. I think Van covered this one too. Well, Van covered every one of them. My version is kind of long because it includes the interview. She did an interview with her boyfriend about her traffic stops. I'm just trying to remember the date of this. Oh, I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, no wonder I can't find it. It was on Van's summary page. Oh my God! Van did a video on camera too, which I didn't think he would do. Okay. Let's see, not Texas. This is definitely Kansas. I think I found it. Hang on. Bear with me.
What's the emergency?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Since I am replaying this from somebody else's channel instead of my own, make sure you guys go check out Van Balion. He's the sovereign citizen master. He is the king of sovereign citizen body cam. He put together a quick summary on this. I do have the original video and the interview, but for the sake of time and his excellent videography, I figured I'd play this one. All right, let me get rid of that picture. Okay. Again, rookie YouTuber. Here we go. Oh, sound.
I'm here to. What's the emergency? Because I see emergency lights on. I'm here to help.
Or the window's going to be busted out and you're going to be dragged.
Is that a threat? You're going to harm me.
It's not a threat. It's a promise.
I have glass in my shoes.
A sovereign citizen plays F around and find out with a no-nonsense Butler County Sheriff's Deputy. The first 5 minutes of this video is audio until the husband arrives on his unregistered motorcycle to start recording. Yes, you heard that right. Anyway, so we're not just looking at black screen. I've overlaid video from that part of the video, so if you can see that it doesn't match, that's why. Our soft-sit duo interjects over the video. every now and again, so expect that as well. Right, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hi.
Hey, the reason why I'm stopping you probably know the tag is not a registered tag. Is there a reason for that?
Oh, I'm just traveling. I'm not acting in commerce right now.
Okay.
Oh my God. I wonder how much I said with on mute. Anyway, what I was saying is I have her whole interview. I don't remember the name of the video, but it's got her picture on it. And then I have the non-overlaid version of the video, because Van just mentioned he overlaid this with some dark stuff where you can't see anything, but you can hear what she's saying. And then what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I hate the whole emergency lights thing too.
Could I get your, is there an emergency? I saw your emergency lights on. I'm here to help.
A minute into the video and we've already hit 2 sovereign citizen talking points. 3 if you count, I'm here to help.
Sorry.
I'm here to help. I see your emergency lights are on.
Okay. The reason why I'm stopping.
Is there an emergency?
I'm conducting a traffic stop.
Oh, but I'm not in traffic.
Yes, you are.
Do you know what the term traffic means?
Are you a sovereign citizen? Is that what this is?
Did you say sovereign citizen? What does that mean?
Tell me.
That sounds like a derogatory thing.
Assuming that's what you identify as.
I do not. What is a sovereign citizen?
A sovereign citizen is someone who, as you're about to demonstrate, has a fundamental misunderstanding of the legal differences between travelling and driving.
Is that a threat? You're not. I'm not driving. I'm traveling. So I don't need to. This is a secondary offense that you're.
I don't have to answer your
That's where the overlay.
Secondary offense that you. What is your name and your badge number? What is it? I'm not getting pulled over for any reason. Okay, Corporal Barracan, and then 51.
Yep.
Okay. Are you Matthew? Are you here? Headed here?
Matthew, that's the husband she's on the phone with. He's on his way to save her from this evil traffic stop on a motorcycle he later admits doesn't have plates.
Correct.
I don't need to provide you anything because I'm not. You're doing a secondary offense while. This is not lawful.
Lawful and legal.
Okay. Do you know what traffic means? What's the term traffic?
He's not there to answer your misguided or misunderstood legal questions. He's there to enforce traffic laws. But I will. The term traffic is whatever the state of Kansas define it as, not where you cherry-picked it from to fit your narrative. Save your delusional argument for court, not the side of the road.
Is that a threat? What's the word traffic mean? I ask questions. Matthew, are you coming?
Make sure it's his side. I don't have to answer your questions.
I'm not making anything difficult. No, I'm not. I'm not getting one or two ways. This is unlawful. I'm cooperating.
I'm asking you for documents. I need your driver's license and your insurance.
I don't need to provide any of that to you. I'm not acting in commerce. I'm not an Uber or Lyft. No, I don't. Why are you opening the door? Am I under arrest or am I free to go? Am I under arrest?
Whether you get arrested or not depends on how far you decide to take it, and from what I've heard so far, I'd say things aren't looking good for you.
By the way, oh God, I did not mean to do that. Oh, it saved my spot. If you think you hear kind of a double talking, it's just the way the video was edited from Van.
Okay, are you recording?
Yeah, Matthew's here and he's getting yelled at by the corporal.
Oh yeah, and her boyfriend shows up without he shows up on a motorcycle without registration on his motorcycle.
In Andover?
Take off your helmet so we can hear you. Yeah, in Andover. It's literally right where I got stopped before. It's right beside the high school, right on the other side.
Don't worry about me, do your thing.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
All right, sounds good.
And y'all are on private property.
Hear that, criminals? You can break the law with impunity by simply pulling onto private property. I can't believe lawyers haven't taken advantage of this loophole.
Look at this guy.
Oh, I do have his number.
Look how angry.
I just don't have Matthew's body.
That shirt's very tight.
He wants to look stronger. I'm calling him. I'm calling Cam. I'm calling Cam.
Step away from the car.
I've watched this video 5 times, including the unedited version. But she just said I'm calling Cam. Cam is the guy. So, do you hear the voice in the background that says his shirt's very tight, and you hear him make a couple other comments? Cam is the guy I did a video on. The title of that video is called This One. He's one of those guys who writes the scripts for these people. He's the one who interviewed her. So I didn't realize that she was calling that guy during this traffic stop.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
He's not. He's just a he's.
Hop out and talk to me.
No. Why do I?
Window if you don't get out.
You're gonna. Is that a threat?
I'm gonna break the
Is that a threat? Is that a threat? You're not answering any of my questions.
I don't have to answer your question.
I don't have to. I'm not getting pulled over for any reason. This is unlawful.
There's a reason.
If driving without a valid DL, insurance, and no registration isn't a reason to pull you over, then I don't know what is.
Hey, it's your boy Cam.
Boy Cam.
Sorry, y'all.
It's your boy Cam.
It's okay.
But right now that he's calling his other buddies over.
What am I supposed to do? He's gonna break my window. Why are you threatening me?
Okay. This last chance.
He pulled me over for an unlawful stop. I'm just traveling.
Stop. Get out of the vehicle.
Why isn't it? Can you explain that to me?
In the state of Kansas, you have to have the vehicle registered. You have to have a valid driver's license, and you have to.
Where's the proof of that? Tell me give me the evidence. What's your badge number and your name, please?
Sergeant Tharp, and I'm sheriff number 30.
If you're driving what the state define as a motor vehicle on a public road, it's your responsibility to educate yourself on the law before doing so, not this police officer.
And what's the emergency? What's the emergency? Because I see emergency lights on. I'm here to help.
Or the window's going to be busted out, and you're going to be dragged.
So is that a threat? You're gonna harm me.
It's not a threat. It's a promise.
It's a promise. But isn't that threatening me and my safety?
Get out of the vehicle, or we're going to get you.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
You're under arrest at this point.
I'm under arrest.
You're under arrest at this point.
Okay, you haven't even asked my name. You haven't asked anything.
Now
For
I'm
what?
under arrest too. For refusing to provide a driver's license, illegal registration. Have you shown proof of insurance yet?
You haven't even asked my name, you haven't asked anything, says the woman who has persistently obfuscated and refused to hand over documents the deputy has legally requested from her. Also, because the husband was stupid enough to ride his unregistered motorcycle to a traffic stop, he gets detained as well. Here's a clip of him explaining it.
Well, so with me, he said, so I see there's no tag here. Are you registered? Do you have a license? And I just said no. And then he said, okay, in the state of Kansas, you have to have that. And I said, well, the state of Kansas is a corporation. He's like, no. And then he just grabbed my hands and turned me around, and it was just that fast. He said the other guy saw me pull in without a tag.
So it's hearsay we talked about.
Hearsay is information received from other people which cannot be substantiated, i.e. a rumour. You rode your bike up to police officers on what you've just admitted is an unregistered motorcycle.
So I'm interfering. Oh yeah, guys, prepare. My glass is about to shatter all over me. I'm still going to court for the same thing. I don't understand why this is again happening. I still have my citation from last time. I'm still going.
About citation from last time. Get out of the vehicle.
Under
arrest. Plus the fucking window. I don't give a shit.
I didn't do anything wrong. You're hurting me. I have glass in my shoes.
I've got a fantastic remedy for keeping glass out of your shoe. It's called following the law. It's surprisingly effective. Also, whose idea was it to video the deputy's crotch and handcuffs instead of the window bust?
I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I yelled from over wherever I was at. I was like, Sydney, are you okay? And somehow our videos lined up so perfectly to where like the moment my video ended, hers started.
I had a small amount of video that I wanted to show, but I saw the glass coming in through my window when I turned it on. It was right after he beat through the window finally.
Ding dong.
Been having to do this too much.
I didn't do anything
Come off the
wrong.
car, okay?
You are wrong.
You're gonna be.
I just have glass in my shoes, so I'm trying to shake them out. It's okay.
You want me to take them off? That
It's
way you
okay.
get the glass out?
That's alright, I think I got it. So I might bleed on your stuff.
He'll clean it.
Still have bruises on my wrist.
You're gonna give me your name? You don't have to identify you either way, so it
I don't
doesn't make a difference
I
to
don't
me.
you're not answering my questions.
I don't have to answer your questions. You answer my
I
questions.
thought you protect and serve us. You serve us.
Now you're breaking the law.
How am I breaking the law?
You're interfering in my investigation.
What and what
I'm asking you to identify yourself, that's it. That's how this all started. This could have went
No,
way
you didn't.
easier.
No,
Yes, it
you
was.
called me a sovereign citizen. That's what you did.
But what are you?
What I'm a human being. What are you? I'm
Human
not a sovereign
being.
citizen like you tell me I am.
Okay.
That's not
You have
okay
any
to
injury-
say.
you have any injuries?
Yeah, my back hurts so bad and it has glass in it.
Walks like a duck. It talks like a duck. You're a freaking duck just because you've been reading some things and taking some shit. Think you're an eagle? No, you're a duck.
You broke my window for no reason. You're threatening me and you're arresting me for no reason at all. For just being human.
Human
can't
being.
Can't I just travel on the roads? Can't I travel on the roads for free? That's how we are supposed to be alive.
Alright guys, so she was arrested for, well, in fact, I'll tell you what, let's say it from the duo themselves.
They come up with a $3,000 bond. We decided that they just play roulette, whatever their bond for what their bond will be that day. Because also that day, a mayor of the town nearby, he got arrested and was put on a $3,000
So-
bond.
This is the
Look at those tabs.
the defendant is charged with the crimes: vehicle registration, okay, no insurance, license not carried, and then interference with law enforcement officers. That
Sounds
was
legit.
that was my crimes that I committed.
And they made
Yeah.
her cross out under threat and duress.
Yeah, so
And
this is the time when, like, the paper I was signing, and I was trying to do under threat and duress, but I was so stressed out that I put under stress and duress document I had to sign, and I was like trying to get out of there. This was after Matthew had paid the $3,000, and he was like, "Okay, I have you 3 things for you to sign," and so I signed that, and he stood up and he's like, "Go back to your cell," and I was like, "What did I do wrong? I'm just signing." And he's like, "I told you before, you do not sign under stress, the threat and duress. You're signing only your legal signature or you're going to stay here and be a prisoner." And I was just crying, and I was like, "What?" I was like, so I had to cross it out and sign that I crossed it out. And then after.
You guys, I found this thread. I'm not going to give you my source because I'm going to do a video on it. Where there was a time where all sovereign citizens used to sign with a bloody thumbprint. So at least, you know, to some degree, threat and duress is a little bit better.
That he forced me to sign just my name, or I would have been there forever.
So there we are guys, another sovereign citizen duo, F around and find out. Right, thank you so much for watching.
Yep, and there's Van Balion. He's the man. Oh, no. Okay. I've had that lady on my calendar since just keep paying me. Thanks, Sly. Yeah, you know, at some point people decide to make a YouTube channel, and then they put stuff on there. They might not put stuff on there, but then there's a point where you make the decision to actually continue to do it, and then you watch like the 5 to 6 subs jump to 12, and then you're like, okay, we're going somewhere, and then there's like a big jump to 50, and then you just kind of like plateau there for a while, and then you look at everybody who has like 30,000, and I'm like, well, damn. And then you got Mike who's almost at 300,000. Whatever, it's fun. It's fun. Okay, a little bit of news, a little bit of housekeeping, and I got to go back to work. Really, I should have never streamed today because I have work to do, and it's Monday. Yeah, how dare they make her sign her name? So I'm making a documentary, and I have all the pieces to it, and it's going to be on Jerry and Joe King. And I have so much stuff on these guys, right? So if you're not familiar, Jerry and Joe King, they're the people that the movie Sovereign was made out of, and I found like a treasure of stuff that took me a long time to find, and including his sovereign citizen speeches plus uh, body cam plus dash cam plus news articles plus news videos plus post event conspiracies, all kinds of stuff. And so I've reached out to a one or two other creators to see if they want to do it with me. But it's a lot of stuff, so I might end up doing it solo, but look out for that. Until I get that done, I'll still be streaming the good old regular body cam stuff. And then if I happen to pop in and out of some court, because court is not my forte. If this is your first time watching me, which I think is just one of you in here, the best part about having a small channel is that I could tell who's new. And you're very, very welcomed here. It's a small little tight group. You guys are awesome. My lane is more body cam than it is court, mainly because it's really hard to watch all the courts. It gets a little easier when you start remembering to write down the dates of the follow-up hearings and who the judge is and when they're supposed to be. Yeah. Well, Mike has an awesome channel, and Mike's channel is very. He's just always available. You're never gonna miss anything with Mike's channel. You just won't. I mean, anything and everything that's going on, you go over to Mike's channel, he'll have it there. He's become a little less personable as he's grown, but I can't imagine watching a chat with like 1,400 people in it at any point ever. I think if I were to ever get half that size, I'd probably start a different channel. But Mike's got a really good channel. But he's gone away from the chat a little bit, but his content's still really good. Like he did one on the on the WNBA the other day that I thought was hilarious. And if you're curious, the name of my channel comes from Mike too, because he makes all those references to grammar school, although now he calls it grammar camp. And then he's kind of unconsciously talked me in and out of going back to law school, but we'll see how that plays out. I don't think I'll go. If I do go back to law school, I probably won't go until after my kids get out of the 4 or 5 year old range. Lisa, the movie, is it worth watching? If you follow sovereign citizens like the rest of us do, I would say yes. And I think no, it's definitely worth watching. I thought originally it was overly dramatized, but then I looked up the true story and realized how perfect they got the whole story. So, when they say, based on a true story, well, they could take just one little teeny tiny piece of a true story and make that statement. But in this case, it's, this is very accurate to the people that they made the movie after. So, okay, watch out for me maybe later. No, maybe later tonight. I've got some body cam I still need to try or to play. In legal fiction, I think I found a new channel that you might not have, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But I think my goal for the near future is to try to find a body cam channel that legal fiction doesn't have. But I think I found one, and I'm going to try. And I liked all of their videos. They only have like 9 videos, and they're all great. I might play like 5 of their videos from the same channel, either later today or maybe tomorrow. Yeah, each channel, I mean, we've got our own thing. I mean, I've got a lot of issues to work out, and I hate the sound of my own voice. Maybe I'll put in like a voice changer. if it's a body cam channel, I'll mention. Well, and then after I do stream whatever channel that's going to be, you'll know what the channel is. I think it's a new channel. They only have 8 videos, but they have like 20 billion views already, which is insane. It's probably a branch off of another body cam channel. Okay. Well, you guys have fun. I think we had Magoo on the calendar today. We found Magoo. Nothing really happened there. We had oh God, I keep forgetting her name, but now that Leslie kept pointing it out, let's just say Miss Leslie was on the calendar today. I forgot to write down when her fall. Oh no, October 29th. They said it 20 times. Let me just write it down. October 29th. And I think I missed the Alpha Omega guy. I think I missed his follow-up, but I need to go back and see if he ever came back to court. Because I know I covered him around the same time I covered her. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to find the videos that have like June, July dates on there. I noticed even Midwest Safety started reproducing a bunch of throwbacks. Okay, you guys have a good rest of your afternoon. It's Monday. Hopefully you guys get some work done like I do, like I have to. I don't know what time is it. And I'm just really glad I haven't told my boss about my channel yet. But I'm getting plenty done on the side anyway.